everything has to come from somewhere, and humans come from babies. Cucumbers come from seed. How do you pick out the seeds on a tomato? Get the tomato bits. As much as last year was trying to get my seeds, a building year, and we failed miserably. This year we've been trying to learn so much more and to be able to become more self-sustaining and more self-sufficient, in so much as I'm prepping our seed saving right now. Where's our other seeds, dear? On the other shelf? So a couple weeks ago, Nicole and I picked out the seeds from a cucumber. That's one of ours, isn't it? So from a cucumber that we grew, and so those are our seeds here that we were able to save, and they're pretty dry now. So we can put those in a little baggie, and we'll save those to be able to use in the future. But right now we're doing some of our cherry tomatoes that we were able to grow. And what happens is genetically they'll be able to produce a lot better when... Goodness. Well, they'll be able to produce a lot better when they've grown in our climate, they've grown in our garden, they know sort of the temperature range, and hopefully we'll be able to produce bigger, better tomatoes next year. So I'm going to continue to I got one more of these bad boys. It's spread out pretty good on here. Okay, we'll set that aside to go dry out, and then we'll have some tomato seeds. If you didn't quite catch that, seed saving is extremely simple. Really, you're just drying out the seeds from a mature fruit. You're drying out seeds from a mature fruit in order to save them so that they keep through the winter till springtime, when you get time to or are able to plant them. Other plants like peas and beans need to dry on the vine, so leave those until they're dry on the vine, and then you can pick them and save them for your seed canister for next year. Windy. Holy, I'm being hit by stuff. The winter weather is really sprung upon us. We're going into single digits now at nighttime, so I'm picking the green tomatoes so they can ripen the best of their ability. But here by the water it gets quite cold, and gets cold quite fast, I find, in the fall. And this wind, I mean, our tomato plants were growing all the way up there, and now a lot of them have fallen down, so I'm going to take the opportunity to pick what I can, try to salvage as many as we can. I made the mistake of planting tomato plants that I really didn't know what they were, and I think we got mostly cherry tomatoes. No, I know we got mostly cherry tomatoes here. So we've reaped a bounty of these little guys, but not so much the bigger beefsteak or larger tomatoes to actually make sauce or anything. They taste delicious, but I don't know, a lot of little tiny tomatoes. The more I learn about homesteading, the more overwhelming it becomes. I want to do it all. I want to grow a lavish garden, keep bees and chickens, and feed our family solely off the land. But the more I learn, the more I find out how little I truly know. A lot of these tomatoes have fallen off. They're still good, but they just got ripe and fell off. And knowing so little isn't for lack of trying. It's more an acceptance of what I do not know. I want to learn. A lot of these have fallen over, so you get some tomatoes that are producing down way over here, only because these guys just didn't really have anywhere to grow up. I didn't really have a proper lattice for them. So we end up with tomatoes on the ground. I want to literally see the fruits of my labor year after year. But in order for that to happen, I need to save some seeds. I just do it how you were doing, it's fine.
Okay.
I mean, that works extra well too, but...
I just wanted the camera to see that I'm scooping seeds out.
The seed saving process is extraordinarily easy. Take a ripe or overripe fruit like our cucumber here, scrape the insides out, and extract the seeds. Other plants can be more difficult than that, but basically if it has a seed or seed pod in it, get them out, get them dry, and then in the spring rehydrate them and pop them in some soil. Everything has to come from somewhere, and humans come from babies. Cucumbers come from seeds. This one yellowed a little bit, it got a little overripe, but you can still save it by saving the seeds. So we picked them all out, Nicole plucked them out of the center, and that's still good for something like a relish, but we're saving, trying to dry out the seeds so that we can save them, plant them next year, because what that allows is we can have a little genetic diversity. So a lot of things, like where they were planted, they'll remember in their genetics. So it's hereditary, and pretty cool to be playing God, almost. To be able to seed save. This way we won't have to buy seeds next year. We'll have this cucumber next year through its seeds. And hopefully they sprout. I have no idea. I've never done this before. I think this is the same way you do tomatoes, which we'll see once our tomatoes grow up, but we will see when the time comes. Until then, I'm gonna pick the goop out of this cucumber. For more homegrown, visit homegrownshow.ca to keep up to date with our homestead and see behind the scenes footage. Welcome to the first official day of filming for Homegrown Season 1. Follow us on social media, and from our family to yours, keep growing, keep learning, and fail forward.